You know, to just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
That, of course, was Hillary Clinton with her now infamous, quote, basket of deplorables comment. And almost as soon as those words left her mouth, Donald Trump pounced. Today, Trump took it one step further, using that phrase in a new attack ad against her.
Speaking to wealthy donors, Hillary Clinton called tens of millions of Americans deplorable.
You could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
People like you, and you. Deplorable. You know what's deplorable? Hillary Clinton viciously demonizing hard-working people like you.
And this afternoon, Trump kept up that line of attack during a National Guard conference in Baltimore.
I was thus deeply shocked and alarmed this Friday to hear my opponent attack, slander, smear, demean these wonderful, amazing people who are supporting our campaign. She divides people into baskets as though they were objects, not human beings. She spoke with contempt for the people who thanklessly follow the rules, pay their taxes, and scratch out a living for their family, a hard-earned living, too. She revealed herself to be a person who looks down on the proud citizens of our country as subjects for her rule.
Now, to be sure, Hillary Clinton had come out over the weekend and said that comment, a basket of deplorables being half his supporters, was wrong, and that she shouldn't have said it. Our nightly political panel is back. ABC News political director Rick Klein, Real Clear Politics, A.B. Stoddard. So what about this? Does this linger, and is it really a problem for her, A.B.?
I don't think so. I think it was a mistake to say half. She shouldn't have said it. But it's a great fundraising letter, an ad for the base of Donald Trump's support. They hate her already. None of them were going to vote for her.
What does it do for her? I mean, is it
and a lot of people, she said on Israeli TV the day before, some of them, a lot of them are racist, are in the basket of deplorables. And many of her supporters obviously agree. And there are independent voters or Republicans who resist Trump who are not going to vote for Trump, and they agree. Half was the wrong thing to say. Some would have been fine. It motivates her base. It motivates him. I cannot see her losing a vote over this. Someone who is never going to vote for Donald Trump, who is undecided on Hillary, is going to make up their mind about other things like her rogue server. I don't believe this is actually going to cost her a vote.
This strikes me as the kind of thing that belongs, if it belongs anywhere, you can see it perpetuating itself inside fundraising circles. This is what you tell your friends or the people that gave $50,000 to come see you. You don't say it to the broader public. And I think I agree that there's no one who's part of that basket that was going to support Hillary Clinton under any scenario, however you define it. But I do think it reinforces a perception of the Clintons of being aloof, of being out of touch, not caring about the quote-unquote everyday Americans that she reaches out to, that actually has fed a lot of the Trump support. So I think this was a bad, unforced error, and I think it will linger. Yeah,
it raises this question. Is it ever a good idea to attack another candidate's supporters? Quite apart from attacking the candidate, is it ever a good idea to attack the candidate's supporters?
No, it's never a good idea, and I think saying half was a mistake. But like I said, I think it was much worse for President Obama, when then Senator, to say people cling in bitterness to their guns and their religion. That's really offensive, and his own supporters went, ugh. And then when Mitt Romney said these entitled 47%, they believe they're entitled to the government taking care of them, and I don't have to worry about them, his own supporters also keeled over. In this situation, 57% of Republicans in a new poll think that he is a racist. If you look at the mashup video New York Times made in August of people saying things at Trump rallies. It was deplorable. This is not actually a new criticism of Donald Trump supporters.
I think this is you should never insult the voters. I think it's really a kind of simple rule just to start with. And when you're going and characterizing, you're painting with a broad brush by definition. She said as much. And I think there's a lot of folks who will say, you know, I was never going to vote for her anyway, but that just goes too far. And I could see whatever the righteous indignation of Trump saying, I'm offended by this language, who's going to believe that or not. I think this is a very bad thing to say about any group of voters.
Yeah, and you kind of wonder whether basket of deplorables reminds anybody of binders full of women.
Baskets and binders.
Rick, A.B., thank you both very much.